So here's the situation. This is my lab, and the only reason I'm here is because I'm essential personnel. So I don't want to be here as much as you don't want to be here. I'd rather be sitting at home watching movies. Oh wait, you are at home watching movies. So the point is that I am just the grumpy, dark lab assistant, and you're not going to ask me any questions when you're in my lab. I'm going to take you around the lab, and I'm going to show you the models, and you're just going to learn them, and that's it. If you have any questions, those go to your teacher. She has some discussion board for you. Some teachers helping students succeed discussion board. If you've got any questions, that's where they go. It's not for me, buddy. I'm just here. But here we are with Alex, who is displaying for us some reproductive stuff. Oh, on our list wasn't mammary glands, but those are important. So mammary glands are reproductive tissue. They respond to what hormone to make milk protein? It's prolactin. They respond to what hormone to have milk let down? It's oxytocin. Okay, so reproductive structures. Alex can change out their genitalia. So currently Alex has male genitalia. I think we left the female genitalia at home. So for really the big details, we're gonna go into Dick and Jane. So here's Dick. And here's Jane. And let's find these structures that we need to be able to identify in them. So for our male reproductive system, this is the scrotum here, and it's surrounding the testes here. You can see the epididymis here. This is the spermatic cord here. The spermatic cord contains a ductus deferens and the arteries and veins, lymphatics and nerves that serve the external genitalia. The ductus deferens continues into the body to bring sperm up into the pelvic cavity. So I'm supposed to show you the pelvic diaphragm, and that we can only see from the inside. So the pelvic diaphragm is this area right here. So what else can we see in here? This is the testes with the seminiferous tubules. The little efferent ductules are going to lead out into the epididymis, which is in there. What else can we see? On the outside of this model, we can see some more things. So from our Vas Deferens, we come up here, and you see on the posterior side of the bladder, the Vas Deferens sits superior to the seminal vesicles here, and the seminal vesicles are going to empty seminal fluid into this little duct above my thumb, the ejaculatory duct. The ductus deferens brings sperm into the ejaculatory duct, and it mixes with seminal fluid in the ejaculatory duct. This is the prostate gland here. So there's only one prostate, and it wraps around the urethra. So the urethra conducts urine from the urinary bladder out of the body, and it conducts semen out of the reproductive system. So it functions in both systems. So we can see here, this is the urinary bladder that is going to lead into the urethra that leads into this is the prostatic urethra. This is the intermediate part, or the membranous urethra, that's passing through the pelvic diaphragm. This is the spongy urethra, or the penile part, that is passing through the penis. So that's the urethra. As far as our glands go, we've already seen two of them. The seminal vesicles back here produce seminal fluid, which is 70% of semen. This is the prostate gland right here, produces about 20% of semen. And then the other glands that are the first ones activated are, your lab manual calls them Cowper glands. That's the kind of old name. These are the bulbourethral glands. So they're by the bulbospongiosus muscle and urethra. And these are the first ones that become activated during the male sexual response. So they release bulbourethral fluid into the urethra, and it neutralizes the acidity of the urethra because it's acidic due to the urine that it conducts. It also lubricates the Glans Penis. So then let's look at the penis. So this is the penis, and it's got this outer part. This is the Glans Penis, or the head of the penis, that is covered in foreskin or prepuce at birth. So this is what the prepuce looks like. It covers the glands. If we look in here, from the side we can see 2 erectile bodies. So this is one corpus cavernosum, this purple part out here. And this red part that's surrounding the urethra is the corpus spongiosum. Its function is to hold the urethra open during ejaculation. If we come back here to Alex, we can actually see some things. So this is the spermatic cord coming up through the inguinal canal. And again, it's got the arteries, veins, lymphatics, nerves that serve the testes, and then a ductus deferens that's bringing sperm up into the pelvic cavity. If we pull off this penis here and then look at a cross section, this is where we can see the erectile bodies, the 2 corpus cavernosum and cavernosa and 1 corpus spongiosum. So you can also see those here, and that's everything you need to be able to identify on the male. For the female, here, let's see, what can we see? This is the external genitalia for the female, the labia majora, labia minora, that's protecting the vestibule of the vagina. So if we come and look internally then, this is the labia minora, this is the urinary bladder for the female, this is the vagina that is going to lead up into the cervix. And the cervix has some different distinct parts. This is the body of the cervix. This little teeny tiny slit is where a baby grows. This part right here is the fundus. This is what's going to be measured when your doctor is measuring gestation. They'll measure from your pubis bone to the top of your fundus. So this is your pubis bone to the top of your fundus to see how far in gestation you are. So fundus, body, and then this is the cervix. This part thickens and plugs with a mucus plug during gestation to hold the pregnancy in there. So that's what we can see from that angle. If we look out here, then our gonads are our ovaries. And so there's an ovary here, and the other one is back here. And these kind of finger-like extensions of the uterine tubes are called fimbriae, and the ovary is not actually attached to the uterine tube. So these fimbriae beat and cause this wave-like motion to pull ovulated oocytes into them. So that's right here, the fimbriae of the uterine tube that leads into the uterus. So we can see it on this model that I've taken apart. Here is the ovary right here in yellow, and then the fimbriae of our uterine tube. Our uterine tube has this ampulla region here, the isthmus. This leads into just our uterine tube, the uterine part of the uterine tube, and then that will lead into the uterus. So what else do we need to see? That's pretty much it. So that has been your reproductive lab with Dick, Jane, and Alex. Thank you. See you next time.
Welcome to my coronavirus classroom. My name is Janessa Jacobs, and this is male reproductive anatomy. Here we see the scrotum. It houses the testes, which are the primary male sex organs, the site of sperm and testosterone production. Sperm have to be kept at a lower body temperature for proper development. So spermatogenesis requires that the testes be suspended outside of the body. This structure here, the scrotum, does that. This is the shaft of the penis. The root of the penis is actually in the pelvic cavity. We'll look at that another day. So the root of the penis is in the pelvis. The shaft of the penis is here. The head of the penis is here. This is the glans penis. I cannot tell if we're circumcised or not. I think I'm going circumcised. So this person has had their foreskin removed. This has been anatomy with crazy chick right here. This is awesome. This is the best idea we've had all year. Okay. Okay. Welcome to welcome to my coronavirus classroom. My name is Janessa Jacobs, and this is reproductive anatomy. Today we will be looking at the female external genitalia. Here we have the female erectoral body, the clitoris. This engorges with blood during the arousal phase of the female sexual response. That's controlled by the parasympathetic nervous system. Here we have
the vestibule, or the entrance to the vagina. Here we have our labia minora. Here we have our labia majora. Up here we have mons pubis, an extra layer of adipose tissue. You can think about why that's needed.